Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, this is what I call my Carver shrine. And I remember well when Alicia said to me that Charlie and she had started to look at doing Queen Victoria's dolls, and I'd done a Queen Victoria doll program.
Yes.
And yeah, it was absolutely fabulous. I've so enjoyed seeing this come to life over the years, because you started with Sir William Arnold, if I remember,
yes.
and Lady Agatha
this
Arnold.
couple right
this couple
here. Sir William Arnold and Lady
Agatha
Gertrude.
Arnold, yes. And then, if I remember rightly, it was Martha the housekeeper.
Martha the housekeeper.
And then you went on to do
some of the theatre characters.
The Taglioni.
Taglioni, yep.
And Paul Taglioni.
Yes.
And then there was Miss Arnold.
Yes.
And then the two babies.
The two babies. And now we have the baby's mother, Mrs. Countess of Rothesay, who happens to be the title, the dynastic title for the future Queen of England. Which, yes.
Okay.
So
this is, as I say, Queen Victoria's. I mean, they are absolutely amazing. And also you've got a wonderful website with a lot of stuff there about Queen Victoria, your blog, and the Queen Victoria's Doll's House. Because you've also made a reproduction Queen Victoria's Doll's House.
We have, and that's how we present them when we go to shows, and and people have asked for the dollhouse. We just haven't figured out how to get it all together yet and sell it. But we do have the kits for all the wallpaper and everything you need to create it, plus the dimensions.
Oh no, it looks good.
So,
and then of course you've started to get into
play dolls.
The play dolls, the Austen series. So this is Elizabeth and Mr. Darcy.
Yes. So I being an English teacher, of course, I had to have literary characters at some point, and I came back to Charlie and I said, I have an idea. And his most dreaded words these days. And I said, I'd like to do a series of dolls that are 12 inches, they're bigger, and they can be fun to dress. And you know, we've played so much with the infantine period, and I love it. I love creating infantine clothing. But I thought, you know, in the doll world, we really haven't spent a lot of time learning how to do this period, the Regency era, and it's such a fun period in fashion. And it's easier in some ways to create fashions for it.
And you've got quite a few
outfits already ready to go. So we created a series of play dolls. We have Emma and Mr. Knightley, and we have Lizzie and Mr. Darcy. Right now, those two pairs, and I think we're going to stop there for a while. We have another idea for next year. But, you know, it's something for the people who love to create clothing and create that, reenact that Regency era.
Yes.
So that was the reason for that.
And now, of course, you've moved on to, this, of course, was Patty Reed's doll.
Yes.
Which was the souvenir doll from Bellevue.
That's right.
And with her trunk.
Yes.
And this was in great keeping with Journeys of Discovery, which was the theme of that convention.
That's right.
In 2023. And it was journeying from St. Louis, where we'd had the 2022 convention, over to Bellevue. And this was Patty Reed and her trunk. And that's been an amazing success. And then, of course, now you moved to 9 inches.
Well, we were asked to do a luncheon doll this year. And since it was the 75th anniversary of UFDC, we thought, well, I know they have a Unity doll for convention souvenir, but wouldn't it be right to do a Unity wooden doll as well? So we created a Miss Unity, and then of course Miss Unity had to have a companion, and that's Sir Edward or Sir William. I can't remember the name. Anyway, Sir Edward, I think it is, and he comes with his Regency outfit and his top hat and his mustache,
and
etc. His cane, and we made a little dog cane to go with him. And so then, of course, people love that size. So then we decided, well, we do a few more in that size. So now I've just brought this to England, Miss Abigail, and Miss Abigail is part of that 9-inch series, and she is actually inspired by a KPM doll that has that drop bun in the back with a little gilded. I guess it's more of a decorative thing holding the bun together. Anyway, so I brought Miss Abigail, who is going to be a companion to this grouping over here, and she's also in that 9-inch series.
Yes. Wonderful.
So that's and then we have one more coming for this 9-inch series that we're working on now. Right. That will be offered probably by Ohio.
Right.
Ohio National Show. So anyway, I'm always trying to come up with new ideas and fresh ones so that we can have, eventually a variety of different dolls.
As Charlie's worst nightmare is when you can wake up in the morning and say, I've just had an idea.
Yes, he always tells you that. And so now a lot of our friends come up to him and say, Charlie, we've been talking to Alicia and giving her ideas. And he, of course, is not happy to hear that because...
But in fact, when we go back upstairs, I'll get you to film something, because when I showed it to Charlie, his face fell because it's definitely a project pin. That's that staircase.
Oh yes, yes. He's dying to make that. So
Yes.
thank you for showcasing our dolls and for
No.
being such a great supporter of our initial,
My pleasure. I just love artist dolls. So I mean, I collect these dolls
Yes.
in terms of antiques.
Yes.
So I love it that you're bringing them to life again. In fact, when I do my Queen Victoria, because I'm doing Queen Victoria's dolls at the Florida Doll Day in
Right.
February
Yes.
25, and I've added in your next part of the next part of this story, because these dolls, which started out in the sort of 1820s, early 30s, every so often something happens to them that brings them to life again.
Right.
And you are the next part of the story.
Well, thank you.
So I've added you in.
I feel very honored to be the next part of the story.
Queen Victoria's dolls.
Yes.
Yeah.
And there's 132 of them, but we will never do all 132 of them for sure. I don't think we'll live long enough. So we'll do as many as possible. But it's been fun doing them.
Yeah. No. Great.
So
Very talented
much.
and